Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, as the title says, is No Fear Friday. Learn to let it all go. I'm gonna kind of start off with that. When you're embarking on a journey or when you're trying to change, it's easy to kind of let your past mistakes and things that you've done in the past that didn't work for you cloud what you think your abilities are. And your past really, it can dictate what you do in the future, but it shouldn't, because what you did in the past and who you were in the past may not be who you are right now. And you're able to change at any point that you decide. And also, I don't necessarily agree with people don't change, the saying that people don't change or it's not possible, because I don't think it's possible for me to change you, but I think it's possible for you to change you. So I would never look at someone and say, oh, that person would be good if, or whatever, because I can't change that person. They are who they are. And if I choose to accept them as they are, that's who they are. And if they want to change or improve on themselves, that's fantastic. And I would encourage that, but I would never make someone change for me or for anybody else, because that's not a sustainable change in my opinion. So I'm changing for me because I know that it's possible to change. And I'm also changing my method, because I know that in the past I've really been hung up on my past mistakes and kind of allowing myself to always be self-conscious about the mistakes I've made in the past, and to also kind of be trapped in this mindset that doesn't allow me to move forward and doesn't allow me to have the confidence and the feeling that I can do it, because I just bam, every time I try to make an improvement, I just kind of knock myself down. So that's not happening anymore, and that's just not the way that I choose to operate from here on out. Everything that happens to you, you have to understand, there might be things that happen to you, or there might be occurrences in life, but it'll pass, it won't be the same forever. No difficulties in your life forever, and no situation, that's weighing heavily on you will weigh that heavily on you forever. Just the same as when you start an exercise routine or a new diet, it really probably sucks at first, or it seems so hard at first, but as you do it, it becomes easier because you've become stronger. So as you deal with difficulties in your life, and things that happen to you, you become stronger, and hopefully you use that strength in a positive way and not let it turn you into a bitter, angry person. Just like if, a guy, or in my case a guy, or in your case a girl, burns you or something, does that mean you'll never have a relationship again? Or does that mean that you'll look at all guys the same or all girls the same? I would really hope not. Just the same as if, you didn't exactly succeed in one thing, doesn't mean that you can't succeed in the same thing, just doing it a different way. So just have hope, and also trust yourself and trust the process. It is a long process to change, and it is a long process to improve on yourself, but it's so important, because if you're not happy, it's not even cool. How could you live your life just not being happy with yourself? You have to be happy with yourself. So do the difficult things, the momentary difficult things right now, in order to have that, long-term happiness. And honestly, I would trade momentary pleasure, or instant gratification for long-term gratification, because I don't want to be satisfied with my life just today. I want to be satisfied with my life today and every single day after. So I want to make sure that I'm creating these habits and making these changes that are working with me to improve my life from this day forward, not just from now until I get to my goal weight, or from now until I get that promotion, or from now until I get that relationship or friendship. Every behavior that allowed you to get into the improved version of yourself needs to still be there once you're at the improved version of yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because if two people get together in a marriage and one person changes completely who they are, and not in a good way, how long could that other person possibly be with that person, you know? And the same with, you got to your goal weight and you're in great shape and your diet is fantastic, but if you turn around and, you know, basically go back to your old habits, you can just kiss all of that goodbye, because it just as quickly, you know, as, I don't know, the snap of a finger, you could really go back to your old ways very quickly, just the same as any other habit. If you don't practice these habits every single day, they just won't be there. If you don't show up to your job every single day, you're not getting paid and you will get fired eventually. So take the same responsibility for your own life. You're not getting paid in money and dollars to show up for your life, but you're getting paid and rewarded in so many other ways that really money really can't buy. And I think that health is the number one thing in life. To me, it's more important than money. To me, it's more important literally than anything. It's more important than love, if I could say it that way, because if you don't have your health, do you really love yourself? You know, did you really do everything possible to love you? And if you didn't, then how can you love anyone else, or how could you know what love is if you don't know how to love yourself, you know? So I do believe that health is the most important thing, and I do believe that if you have your health, you are happier than anyone that doesn't. Because if you take the richest man or woman in the world, if they're not healthy, I don't know that they have quality of life. I mean, I'm not the richest man, I'm not a man, but I'm not the richest woman in the world. But I do know that if I had my optimal health, I would feel like I was the richest woman in the world, because that, to me, health equals wealth, in my opinion. And you know, so for that, this is my message, and this is my passion to tell you that it's so important, and it is so rewarding to do things that help you attain your health. If you have a weakness, or if there's something that kind of stops you, like, you know, as far as your diet goes, if you don't actually physically pick that item up and put it in your mouth, then you can't, you know, do yourself any harm. So if you're around like a whole bunch of food and you don't actually partake and you don't put that food in your mouth, then it can't hurt you. And so you're in control. You really are in control. And temptation is there. It's always there. No matter where you go these days, even if you're going to, I don't know, let's say somewhere where food is not associated, I don't know, a gas station, you will see there's so many options to buy junk food, and so much food just everywhere. You watch a TV show, and maybe like if you see 5 commercials between, between scenes, 4 of those commercials are food. That's just the way that it is here. And that's the way, you know, the media, you know, there's there's like influences from everywhere, but you're in control. Even if there's 100 food commercials, or if there's a buffet, a block from your house, it doesn't matter, because you're in the driver's seat. So no one's bringing you to the buffet. No one's bringing you to the fast food restaurant or to the unhealthy food options. You physically are taking yourself there. So if you don't pick it up, you can't use it. And you should only eat what you need, not what your eyes see, and not like, you know, not that you shouldn't feed into temptation. You should feed yourself what you really, really need. And also in the same, you know, sentence, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like, go with the flow. Take it one day at a time. Nothing has to be perfect every single day. Nothing has to be perfect any day. It just has to be something that's a slow progression of improvement on yourself. So, you know, kind of take it easy, take a chill pill, because, you know, if you're always anxious, or, you know, you always have to have a certain amount of food per day, or if you're so particular about every single thing, it kind of becomes not fun. You know, it should be fun. It should be something that you're happy to do. And don't, you're not going to lose 20 pounds in a day. I mean, if you are, I mean, call me, tell me how. But if you have that kind of pressure on yourself, or you think that you'll lose the same amount every week or even every month, it's not going to happen. The months are different. Water retention in the body is different. As you work out and build muscle, your muscle weighs more than fat. You may plateau. I know that word is horrible for a lot of people, but plateauing is real, and the body gets used to any routine. Just like the body gets used to being huge and overweight, the body also gets used to being fit and healthy and gets used to your nutrition and exercise routine. So sometimes you just have to change it up a little bit. Don't give up, just change it up, you know? It's never worth it to give up. You just change it up and you'll see the results again. And they may not be, you know, the heavier you are, in my, you know, I can never compare my weight loss to someone that's 100 pounds, because someone that's 100 pounds and maybe wants to lose 120 pounds, let's say, and wants to lose 5 pounds, their routine and their goals and their diet, you know, their calories are completely different than someone at my weight. And their results are probably slower than someone at my weight. I'll be losing weight at a more rapid pace because I have more weight to lose. So don't get discouraged by comparing yourself to others, or even if a guy and a girl are in a weight competition, let's say, and both of them weigh the same, most likely the guy will lose more weight because they have less body fat, and they have their bodies are just built differently. So anytime I've ever seen a guy and a girl in the same exact weight categories and things like that, usually the guy loses weight quicker because a woman's body wants to hold on to that weight, and you know, biologically we're built, you know, a little bit differently. And so, but that doesn't mean you're not going to lose the weight. That just means you'll lose it slower. So don't compare yourself to that guy, and don't compare yourself to anyone else in the process, because we're all doing it differently, but we're getting those results, and maybe not at the same speed, but that's okay. You're still getting results. Now, the thing about having no fear, and this is funny because I have fears about a lot of things, and it's not fears that hold me back, but it's fears that kind of make me go into my head and question whether I could do things or not. So, you know, if I'm getting ready to go out on a date, I'm still going through in my mind like the questions like, will he like me, this, that, and the other, or having this nervous feeling where I'm gonna throw up, and you know. And the same goes for applying for a job or going on an interview. The thought processes are the same because my confidence level through the years has not been the highest that it could be. And I'm learning, because I'm in the process of learning who I am and learning to love everything about myself. It's kind of like really easy to go back into thinking, am I good enough? Or is it worth trying? But the answer is yes, it's always worth trying. And the way a friend of mine explained it is, what's the worst that could happen? What is the absolute worst outcome that could happen? So you go on a date and the guy doesn't like you. He doesn't call you back. That's literally the worst thing that could happen. Okay. Or you go on a job interview and they don't hire you. Okay. Does that mean you'll never work again? Does that mean you'll never date anyone again? No, it doesn't mean that. It just, yes, rejection sucks. I don't know anyone who says that they've been rejected 10,000 times and they like it. But it shouldn't make you feel like less of anything, because you're not. That person or that job just didn't like you, or not like you, but didn't hire you. Let's just say it that way. They didn't hire you, and you're not what they were looking for, but that doesn't mean that you're not good enough. You are good enough. You just have to find what works for you, and you just have to find the opportunity that's going to be for you. So don't allow your negative self-talk to make you not try. You should always try. And you should ask people, you know, if you want to ask a girl out, ask her out. If you want to ask a guy out, ask him out. What's the worst that can happen? And you know what? Apply for any and all jobs that you want. Do what you want, and don't let your own hangups hold you back. I mean, go out there. No one's going to tell you stop going out there, stop asking people out, stop trying to get a better job, stop trying to better yourself. I mean, the only person who could stop you is you. So don't get out of your head and put your foot on the pavement and just go and get whatever it is that you want in your life, because you deserve to get whatever you want in life and you are good enough. So in the process of learning to be me, I still have trouble accepting compliments. So if someone gives me a compliment, I get weird and awkward and kind of don't know what to say, but thank you, but I still feel kind of embarrassed. The truth is I have a hard time accepting compliments at times. It's almost like I'm so used to not complimenting or not hearing compliments that it's strange for me, or I don't know, I get weirded out by it somehow. But I do need to accept, when someone says you look nice or you look beautiful, it is what it is. That's what they're saying. Don't read into it any differently. Don't negatively put it down in your mind. They're complimenting you. That's fantastic. And, something as simple as thank you, even if you feel embarrassed, thank you, goes a long way. And it is nice for someone to say something nice to you. And why not? And take the time out. If you see somebody and they have something on that you like, or they did their hair a certain way, why not compliment them? Why not make someone's day? It wouldn't take anything away from you. So I've learned also, if I have a thought or if I like something that someone's wearing, to actually say it instead of not saying it, because it's always nice to be nice, and it's nice to, give someone a compliment if you're able to. And specifically, if you're not even able to accept compliments, at least give them and be a good person. That never hurts, and that never goes out of style either. So in the process of letting go of fear too, that's where recording these videos came in, because I know I have flaws and I have roles and, fat in places that I don't want it. But I am not here, I'm not on here telling you that, I have the best abs or the best butt or the best anything. I'm literally here working on becoming the best version of myself and allowing you to see a real version and a real perspective of someone that's in the process of learning to love every single thing about her body and every single thing about the process that it takes to get to where I want to be. And there's no editing here. There's no fancy music. There's nothing like that, because quite frankly, I don't know how to do any of that stuff yet. But it is a real version of me. And this is who I am. I've learned to accept who I am and really love who I am. With flaws or not, I'm happy with who I am. And I think that with that happiness and with that acceptance, you can make changes that you want to improve on yourself. Now I wrote something here and I'm looking at it because I thought I wrote it pretty well and I didn't want to mess it up. So I'm working on becoming the best version of myself, and being able to help others do the same in the process is so fulfilling. And it really is, because when you're working on yourself, if you're able to, take the knowledge that you learned, even if it's a short time, December until now, it's not a great amount of time or this lengthy amount of time. And I'm definitely not claiming to be a professional or a seasoned person in this, but I do know what my experiences are. And I know that even in talking to people that I meet at the gym or wherever it is, there's a lot of times where someone's talking to me and I give them my perspective and we have a back and forth conversation, and it really does become a beneficial conversation where both of us walk away learning something new. And I think if you learn something new just by talking to someone or going about your day, then that's a great day. And I never want to stop learning, because I don't think that I know everything, and I would hope that I don't know everything at this point. Because every day is an opportunity for me to learn more and to get to know people and get to know different things about what their struggles are, and to see if my struggles and my experiences can maybe give them some insight, and vice versa. And it's happened, and I'm happy for it, because I'm so grateful to anyone and to everyone and to every article that I've ever read and to everything that I've encountered so far has helped me. Whether that's been a negative experience or a positive one, it's still helped me move forward. And I really, I can't say enough how thankful I am for it. And then here's the message that I have for you, and I'll leave you with this. I want you to not pick yourself apart and compare yourself to anyone else. Embrace the parts of your body that you have disliked before and love yourself for how you look right now. And with that loving attitude, improve on things you want to improve on. You can't embark on a self-love journey by hating yourself every step of the way or punishing yourself for every mistake you ever made. I will not serve a life sentence for my past mistakes. They no longer control my present and future footsteps. I am not bothered by my imperfections because I have learned to love the body I am in right now and to work on this very body I have been given. It is beautiful, it is capable, and it is strong. And the final thing, I saw this quote that I wrote myself, and I'm like really happy about it. I'm gonna save it on my laptop, but I saw this like meme on Instagram, and it said, I got 99 problems, but I'm going to the gym and ignoring them. So whatever your problems are, whatever your issues are, do not self-sabotage. Make it a great weekend. If you have a great weekend, that's fantastic. Do things that improve on yourself, make good decisions. And if something bad happens, still make good decisions for yourself, and don't let any occurrence or any like unplanned thing or, any sad events happen, things happen, and there are disappointments and all that in life and with everybody. We don't always have perfect days. I don't know the last time I had a perfect day, but you can do things for yourself in every single day to make that day great. And I hope you do. And just remember, if you ever don't want to go to the gym, remember that going is always better than not going. And you'll always feel better, and you'll never regret working out. I've never regretted working out. I've regretted missing workouts, but never working out. So I got 99 problems, but the gym ain't one. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.